Nigerians trail Governor Uzodinma's promise of security to Fulani herds. Since the pronouncement by Imo Governor Hope Uzodinma that the state government would provide adequate security and comfort to the Fulani herdsmen and other members of the Hausa community residents in the state, Imo people have been reacting to the governor's position. According to the people who bore their minds while chatting with journalists in Owerri, the state capital, Wednesday, the governor's decision and pronouncement are just his own opinion and cannot be bidding on the people of the state. In his own comment, a farmer from Ohaji, Egbema, a local government area of the state, Mr. George Echezona, recounting his dad's experience in the hands of herders, say no leader who has the interests of the people or followers in mind will permit Fulani herdsmen to reside in this area of authority. He said further, Governor Hope Uzodinma should reconsider his promise to the Fulani herders and think of the interests of the people of the state, adding to mind what the governor had done to create room for more violent conflict between the Fulani herdsmen and the farmers in future. Mr. Obile recalled the wife of his cousin who was molested and another relation of his by name Tony Ezeani was killed in his farmland by herders. Another person, a woman activist in Owerri Municipal Council, noted that the governor made the promise pretending not to have heard what the herders have been doing to innocent people in the bushes in the state. She asked, has he not heard how these people have been killing, kidnapping and even raping in the bushes and destroying people's farmlands? Another woman also said the issue of welcoming Fulani herdsmen into the state should be handled with care. Absolutely. We all know that the governor will not be in office forever, but with what he has done now, the Fulani herdsmen will be in the state for a very long time. She therefore urged the governor to look back and do the right thing to save the people and their farmlands. According to her, the Fulani herdsmen are moving around with their cattle to feed their families like the farmers are doing their business to feed their families for a better society. I think at this point, everyone is sort of missing the point on how herders are supposed to operate. I think it is a very backwards sort of mechanism. Like, we have upgraded in a way where we have the land, especially up there. Like, they have the land. They can definitely... They have the land mass. Like, why are you carrying herds of cows, cattle around? That is weird. That is strange. Why are you doing that? That is very, very strange. I understand that, okay, fine, maybe it's the culture, whatever. But the fact is, why should you be carrying your cattle and it's crossing the road or entering into farmland property that's not yours on private property? Like, they should be fined for that. You don't go on someone else's property or farms and take your cattle. I think that is the real problem here, and I think it's just the backwards mentality, and that is the problem. I think the fact is that the southern part of the country is putting up with the backwardness of these northern people. Like, honestly, like, if it's something that, okay, fine, it's their niche or whatever, it's what they do. They have the land mass. There is technology for them to actually make sure that, obviously, use the weather to their advantage. Obviously, it's dry up there. They don't have a lot of, it's not as tropical there, but you can have grazing places. Like, what? I understand. It's strange. Like, why are you... That is weird. That is weird. Like, if you're gonna have that, there should be a place. There should be a place, like a huge mass of land where they graze and do whatever there. They don't have to move around. What is that? Like, what kind of nomadic behavior is that when it comes to rearing of animals? Like, if you want to be nomadic and travel around the world, that's fine. But you don't have to carry your cattle with you. Like, it's so backwards and embarrassing. Why are they doing this? Well, of course, people are commenting, and the first comment here says, after all, he was imposed position number 4 by Fulanis to fight to conquer his people and acquire lands forcefully. Someone says, Mr. Governor, don't trade your people with position and materialism. And that is the thing. When you have sellouts, complete sellouts, as, just being in these positions of power, like, this is the selfishness for me. The selfishness just jumped out. Like, what is the reason? It's so backwards. Why? Like, oh my gosh. It is actually very embarrassing and frustrating. Like, it's so backward. Like, I can't even describe how backwards and strange this is. Like, we've moved out of those times. Back in the day, if you study history, okay, fine, it's justifiable. But right now, we have the technology to make things better. So why are you going back to that such nomadic behavior? If you want to travel around Nigeria or travel around the world, that is fine. If that's your nature, fine. But in terms of having a livelihood for yourself, it really does show how backward their economy is. So are you like, because it seems like if you're from the south of Nigeria, it's like you don't even, it's like the northern part is like a whole different country, a whole different mindset. Like, don't you guys have other means of livelihood? Even if, okay, fine, rearing, agriculture, whatever, but carrying your cattle around, it's so much stress. Why are you doing that? Why? What is it? Are the cattle, are they complaining that they can't stay in one place? And first and second of all, if we actually enforce the law properly, they should be careful not to enter people's farmlands, private property, let alone have the audacity to molest, people that are indigents of that land. And this is why Nigeria will always be backwards, because of this kind of mentality. Like, if Buhari is in their support and wants to make sure that, okay, fine, the northern part of Nigeria is better, they should make, grounds and have a settlement, like a place where it's embarrassing. This is why we can't have tourism in the country. Imagine people are coming to tour the country, they want to go somewhere, let's say they want to go to a mountain or a place or a hotel, and then there's a hold up because their cattle is crossing the road. How stupid is that? How backwards is that? Somebody says most Igbos that are occupying political offices deserve to be executed. These people would rather kill their fellow Igbos after they have voted for them and than table a reasonable demand on behalf of their people. Well, the fact is, you have to understand they're going to an environment where whatever you plan and your manifesto, whatever it is going to be squandered. So I feel like at the end of the day, the power is really in the hands of the people not to take their BS. Because honestly, they feel like they can feed us rubbish and we'll just go with it. And that plan is not going to work anymore. It can't happen. It can't happen, first of all. And two, like, if you enforce the law properly, and these Fulani herdsmen, they did that. Of course, it's a generalization and it hurt, but it's the brand image at this point. We're not saying every herdsman is doing that, but the fact is, if we enforce the law properly and these herdsmen were carrying their cattle over private property, they should be fined. That's it. They should be fined, like a hefty fine, because that should be illegal. I mean, illegal on the assumption that the law actually applies in Nigeria. Well, please. Another person here says, I wish the government would also think how to protect his defenseless people. I think right now, we thinking or analyzing what they've done, how they've gotten there, is not the point. The plan right now is that we should be planning the next phase of action. 2023, these people are planning to go and hunt and clench, on the vulnerable's throat and be like, we're going to give you 5,000 naira, vote for us. And that is their plan. But the fact is, that can't run no more, first of all. And two, we're not going to be accepting all these nomadic, it's bad. Put what I think about it in the comment section below. Hopefully, by 2023, we will all not take any BS from this government, because this cannot run. Absolutely not. Put what you think, and do not forget to like and subscribe.